we unlocked main scenario quests. See that icon? That quest icon right there? That is the icon of a main scenario quest, and that is all we intend to do. We'll get as far as we can, and if I have to do any grinding outside of that, I'm going to try and do most of it off stream. Thank you so much. Let Final Fantasy XIV, half an hour in, finally begin. Baderon, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to perform 3 tasks that'll help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Right then, let's start you off with an easy 3 task what'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down to the floor and point your nose to the west, you'll get an eye full of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetheryte. A device what can move ye from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, provided there's an aetheryte where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket guard down there and you'll be treated on a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, won't work until you have. Second, on the list is the marketplace. Find weapons and armor and all your adventuring bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the aetheryte. Don't go throwing your gill around just yet, though. You'll get fleeced quicker than you can say, "Why is me coin purse so light?" Have a word with Swolsblatt. Instead, he's on the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old docket, Octant, and he'll treat you well. For the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow axe wielders at the Marauders Guild. Guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for swinging that head splitter of yours if you join the crew. Blauthada at the front desk is the one to get you started. All that, lad? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on a little jaunt around the city. You will work out where everything is. Now I best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it. There I go sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. And he wrote, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they need your help, considering giving their tale of woe a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit. But you never know what interest and opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble upon them. For example, Ninia over yonder's been casting glances at you since you waltz in. Why not lend her an ear and see what she has to say? Aye, you'll like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a man the folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you got time, I'd also seek advice of the smith here and the wench. Lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them what's just starting out in the profession. And that, my lad, is how you go about becoming a legend among venturers. Yo. Ooh, that was a lot of words to get us started. To leave the Drowning Wench, you must accept the quest Making a Name by speaking with Ninia. Oh, I do I? Is that true? Can I just leave? Kitty. His claws are stuck in my leg. You're a good kitty. Why don't you have us sit down? It doesn't look like I need to talk to him. Watch him try and stop me. Bit premature, don't you think? Or have you already heard everything that shady bloke behind the big desk has to say? If so, alright. Hi, Ninja. Well, would you look at this? A shiny new adventure. Listen close, lad. I have some information that might just put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall not too long ago, and I saw a bunch of herbs scattered on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Lominsa is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is that you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skein and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Old Skiff at the Octon. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. The names and the lack of letters here are gonna just destroy me. Skein, how are you doing? You wish to visit the Bulwark Hall below? The Crow's Lift is ready when you are. Yeah. Interacting. Yeah, you interact with things by pressing the A button. So many helpful tips. I never remember how slow the very beginning of this game is, but it gets better. I assure you. There we go. We got the peculiar herbs. Oh, and here's Old Skiff. Yes, I'm Old Skiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? Yeah, there you go. Yes, as you suspected, these are highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They're the prime ingredients in creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I cannot resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Althic flower lavender, common enough export from Limsa Lominsa. In fact, these probably spilled from the crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you. But not to worry. You've learned a few new things and made my acquaintance. Well met. Using things, handing over things, all super neat. Alright, back to the main quest. We touch the thing. Doink. Another novice adventure. Bateron has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I'm Sundhimmel, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They're primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport. Most common transportation skills make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of aether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, an adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Once you've expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient at present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about the Aetherites and transportation of magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Return learned. You attune with the Aetherite. You are now able to use the return spell. Yay. Yep. Now I can use that to do the things. Alright. The Octant. Or East Hawker's Alley. There we are. Now we can talk to this Wolfsblatt. Fine morning to you, sir. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo, but recently arrived at the docks. Huh? You bear the gift from Baderon. Whatever could it... my Octant. By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the winch, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. There you go. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gilt you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying, Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And, with but a few steps, are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply you all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become well familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher. If not the kindest, I invite you to explore the markets yourself. Ooh, can I not? Perfect. Alright, now we need to find the Marauders Guild. I don't know how difficult that will be. And I believe I need to touch these Aetherites shards wherever I find them. Whoop! Something about teleporting to there. Good morning, old man Sugarheart. Good morning, sleeper. How are you doing? Alright, this might be the way to the Arcanist Guild. Alright, how do I bring up the map? There it is. Looks like I have to go to the upper decks, which I can do in a different direction. You're late working out, so you'll work for a bit. You're great. How am I? I'm doing okay. Remembering just how much reading is involved in the first 5 seconds of of Final Fantasy XIV. Here we go. Cat boys in revealing clothes. It's just like how I remember it. Alright, now where? straight north, eh? I'll love it, right? Yeah, I think I said it already, but Final Fantasy XIV is probably the best MMO available. If you were going to get into anything right now, this one's got decades of content in it. Maybe not decades. I think it came out in 2010. I bought like the collector's edition way back when, and I got to play it before they literally destroyed the world. Like, I played the original thing, and there were some things I liked about it. I didn't get into it. They definitely made the right call by destroying everything and starting it over. That's why they call it a Realm Reborn, in case you're not familiar. The game was not well received, and they basically wiped out everything. They made it part of the story, and they remade how the world works. And I think they did a great job. Alright, Blathada. Oh there, adventurer. Curious about the Curious about the Marauders Guild, are ye? Any axe worth swinging needs 2 hands on the haft, and a blade is what can make short work of the galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members trained to use, with deceptive swiftness and all too predictable force. Are you interested in hearing more, lad? And why don't I give you a short version of this guild's founding history, and we can go from there. It all started with ships, you see. But what have ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of a storm or worse, makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. It all started with shipbuilding and ship repair. What? Am I boring you? As I was saying, any tool on the ship can become a weapon, and the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel and letting loose in a whirl of steel and generally laying waste all about you. As more seafarers took up the axe as their weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of Marauder. The bloody art of the Marauder began to take shape, especially among pirates, where strength and skill decide your place in the world. With an eye for assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started to teach the proper way to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild came to be. But once the Galadian Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates against Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements, and has been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroats either. They were warriors what sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is your heart's desire, then you'll find no better arena in which to practice your swings. Think it over. Let me know if you fancy joining our ranks. I have a feeling I'll be seeing more of you soon, lad. Whew. Alright, I did say we're only doing main story quests, but that wasn't entirely true. We're also going to do our job quests. Now, I started as a Marauder because, well, I want to have at least a tank and healer job in the rotation. And so I picked 2 favorites. I went Marauder because, well, they've got an awful lot of self-sustain and self-healing. And I hear if you ever get stuck in the game, that might be a good way to go. You need some kind of balance between fighting, healing, and tanking. This is probably the best job to go with. And since we're playing solo for most of the game, it seems like the tank job of choice to keep us on track. I've actually never done these job quests, so this will be a new experience for me too. You decided to swing an axe for the Marauders then. Lothada wishes to reaffirm your desire. Yeah? Alright then. All that needs doing now is to speak with the Axe Master himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door rather than put themselves in that path of that unnerving glare. That's the bloke, right over there in the middle of the room. Wernzoen's his name. Put some steel in your spine, look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lad. Good fortune to you. Wernzoen, huh? Yes, I am Wernzoen, Axe Master they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree. But one, you should not underestimate the value of directness. One should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of Marauder is to use to rend, cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries, but seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Lothada, but once more I shall challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits as an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Heck yeah, I'm prepared for carnage. Very well, your name? Attend me well then, hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. Blood that spills at your feet will oftentimes be your own. Now, you stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat as befits the novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleeding, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa Lominsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature have fallen to your blade. Ah, a quest worthy of me, slaying ladybugs and sheep. Alright, I'm supposed to return to Baderon. I don't think that's a long trip. Now, where was he? This way, I think. You're home. Greffer, take me upstairs. Ooh, excuse me. It's a lot of reading in the very first bit. We're an hour in and we haven't really done anything. But hey, exposition's part of the game. Ah, there you are, old. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you mean to base yourself in Limsa Lominsa, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now, you got some idea what's where. You can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lad. Stick with old Baderon, and you'll go far.